Hey guys, it's me, your girl Chris. This is episode 127 of Shenanigans with Friends. As you guys can see, I am not alone today. I have the very good homie Doug from the Struggle Plate podcast. Please say hello, Doug.
Salutations. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, friends.
How are you?
Oh,
It's
so
been so long since
excited.
I've talked to you.
I know it's been a while. I'm doing well. Just in the middle of reorganizing my life once again. You know,
Yeah. I
podcast
feel like
going strong.
the last time we talked, you were like doing the same thing almost. Like, I mean, the last time the last time we saw each other, you were basically about to do the exact same thing. That's full circle. Full
Yes,
circle.
yes, yes. I'm always on the move. As the thoughts would say, I catch flights, not feelings. So
Goodbye,
yeah.
Doug.
What I do. What I
uh,
do.
all right. So let's just
Thank
get
you for
into
having
it.
me. I really
Of
appreciate it.
course. Stop it. It's nothing. Okay, so let's just get into it. I will let everybody we'll do all the social stuff at the end. So we got some stuff to go cover, so let's go ahead and start. Let's talk about white boy Rick coming back after all these years to sue the people that made him white boy Rick, essentially. So if you guys don't know the story, very, very briefly and in true Chris fashion, I'm gonna give it to you. So, okay, it's this 14-year-old kid, and his dad was a hella fucking, he was a buster, right? And also his sister was like a drug head and she was dealing with a drug dealer. And so the buster ass dad was like, hey, FBI, I want y'all to get rid of this drug dealer so that my daughter could not be a drug head, like, anymore. And so they was like, maybe we'll do that, but we're gonna need you to tell us who these people are. And they put some pictures out, and the dad's like, I don't know. But then Rick somehow, because he's always around his dad, is like, oh, and then I know who that is. Oh, and I seen him yesterday. And so they were like, oh, okay. Well, we'll try to get rid of this guy for you if you let us have your 14-year-old so we can put him undercover and to try to catch some more bad guys. But in the midst of all that, there was some drug use, I'm having him purchase drugs from one drug dealer to sell it to other people. Just a lot of shady things that you just definitely don't want your 14-year-old involved in. To the point where I think he got fucking shot all up in his middle. Like, I think his intestines separated and some shit. Like, it got deep, is like what I'm saying. Like, it got so deep that people, like, well, obviously he's an undercover plant, so people didn't know that he was an undercover plant. So he was that nigga, so to say, right? Like he was amongst all the other ones, and you know what I'm saying, and doing the same dirt, knowing the same people, shaking the same hands. And then when he got pulled over or got caught with some drugs and stuff, and all of those FBI friends and all those people that had him under surveillance and all stuff like that, they disappeared. So he basically he went to jail forever, like for life with no possibility of parole. And so now he is fucking suing them because he's like, what the fuck? I was 14 years old. And that's basically a quick summary of white boy
In typical Chris fashion.
what all like niggas was doing this, they was like, he was like, and then it was like from now, white boy Rick is in his like 50s, because he's been in jail for like since he was 18. And he is, I think, suing them for 100 million. And of course it's not gonna like give him the 80s and the 90s back, but like it would help him with stuff on his books, I guess. Like, I don't really know what's happening. How do you feel? How do you feel about him suing these niggas? To me, it makes sense because you left this little nigga out high and dry. They could have gave him a slap on the wrist and on the wrist and like a ticket, like for that shit. They could have just took all his shit and sent him on his way.
I mean, usually outside of February, I give a little bit more of a about white people problems,
Stop.
but just like a tad bit outside of February, especially Drug dealers, I don't necessarily care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
of the old traditional sense. They've been killing us and raping us, since the beginning of time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why are we doing it to us all the time? 100 mil? Yeah, I don't care, Mr. White Man. Like,
Yeah.
uh, sorry that your daddy's a piece of shit, and that
Very
your
bum
sis
behavior.
was low key a clucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry that your sis was low key a clucker, but
High key.
yeah, like I don't know what sympathy feel for white boy Rick. Isn't it Detroit, right?
Wait, say again?
Is he like out of Detroit?
Yes. Yes. A Detroit
Mm,
white boy.
mm,
Mm.
mm,
He lost 33 years of his life. His daddy's gone. A lot of people he didn't get to see, before they died. His kids grew up
mm.
without him. Just because I think he definitely got somebody pregnant at like 17 or 16 because he was out here doing the white boy Rick shit. So,
Sheesh. Sheesh.
he's hoping that it will open people's eyes to like the bad shit that cops be getting involved in. And, basically I said, I don't really know what else $100,000 is going to do for a nigga that can't get out of jail. Like, I don't know. Noodles? Mad noodles.
Take a number, white boy Rick. Take a number, white boy Rick. Take a number, white boy Rick. Like, you know what? Shout out to the white drug dealers. You into a white? You ever like ran into a white drug dealer? I've never ran into a white drug dealer.
Only in movies. I feel like I've only seen them in movies.
I've seen
Do
one,
they exist?
and he was like, yeah, it was more like when I was driving from Louisiana to Vegas, I saw some, little meth dealers, you know what I'm saying, crossing New Mexico and Arizona. I'm like, oh, Heisenberg, what's my name? But like,
Right.
if we're talking like some hard drugs, nah, I can't. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I mean, specifically when we're talking about crack and like the neighborhoods that he was in and shit, like they were our neighborhoods. So.
Yeah, it's like Detroit. Ugh. Can't mess with
White Boy Rick you could attribute him to some of the stuff that's still not right in Detroit. Like not him specifically, but like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
poison in the communities, my sister.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And then let me be quiet. I was about to say something else. I'm not gonna say that. So let's move on. Because he definitely had a black baby mama, but we ain't gonna go there. Okay, so speaking of niggas in jail, let's talk about Lil Nas X. Now, I'm not necessarily here to talk about the video. I watched it, and I was entertained. I was entertained, like in some way, shape, or form. Like I guess I don't know how to explain it. Like I expect these things from him. So like the things that he does it doesn't really shock me anymore. I'm just very used to like just thinking of like the most outlandish shit that's gonna make a fucking heterosexual man just fucking head explode. That's his aesthetic. Like that's what he goes for. Like, so I'm not really here so much to talk about the video. I mean, we can, but I'm really more so I'm here to talk about what the video represents and like what the message is behind it. Cause I feel like people don't really realize, like, I know he be doing a lot of stuff for like shock value. And I know he does a lot of stuff to like piss off Christians and all stuff like that. But like, so he has a lot of like good things that he has going on. And I wish that we could like stop judging for a second and start talking about the good things that are coming out of this stuff instead of just like how he's like offended you.
So what are the good? So what are the good things that he does? Because I'm I was
Well, I mean, he's
befuddled.
listen. I'm not saying the shit isn't wild, Doug. I'm not saying
Okay.
that. What I'm saying is that
All right.
okay. So, for instance, the reason for the themed so if you know his last video where I think Nas was like the judge or something, he was like getting in trouble, and then this video picks up where he's getting sentenced, and so he goes to jail for that. But the whole like premise of the video is like the jail thing, but it's actually to like kind of let people know that he joined forces with the Bail Project, which is a national nonprofit organization. And basically what they're trying to do is they're on a mission to end cash bails. Because like if you know one thing that keeps people like us and people like him in jail is when you go to the fucking thing and they fucking or your bail hearing or whatever, and it's like, oh, we'll give you bail, but you got to come up with $10,000. Like Black people don't generally be having $10,000. People of color don't generally just be having that shit lying around. Same thing there's a nice portion of the gay community that's arrested on like frivolous ass shit, and the same things happen to them. Then especially on top of that when you're gay and Black. So I don't know. I guess the visuals just don't shock me because like, especially when I can pull it up, when I can Google and find out that it's a bigger picture here. It's called the Bail X Fund. And like I said, it's basically they're trying to end cash bail. They any of the money that they raise and any money that he's raising because of this and the videos and stuff like that is all going to this Bail X Fund. And it's a fund that has already posted, or the Bail Project has already posted over $47 million in free bail assistance for like over 17,000 low-income families across the country already. So I can just imagine how what an uptick they're gonna get now because of this. Again, he visually whatever, but go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk.
Okay. All right. Okay, because I listened to the song and I was like, all right, Lil Bob, and me being the music guy, that's what I do on my podcast, the podcast. And back when I had my old podcast, Red Cups and Wine Glasses, I remember first talking about Lil Nas X when he came out with Old Town Road. For the very first, like way before it blew up, and country music basically shunned him in the beginning, and then they welcomed him back in, like, come here, like. So I listened to this new song, Industry Baby, with Jack Harlow. I was like, this is a bop.
It is.
And then I was like, okay, yo, I ain't make it past like 42 seconds. You know what I'm saying? All I'm going to say is I'm more into vagina than penises.
Fair enough.
That's just where I'm at with all of this. Rock on, or maybe not rock on. I don't even know what to say anymore. Okay, so on a mature note, I understand bail, coming from the city that we come from. I see people.
Cash bails destroy fucking families. Like, I know that sounds like, I know that might sound extreme to some people who don't understand understand that situation, but that shit really can ruin people's family, lose people's houses, lose people's cars, like a lot of shit, guys. Like, it's very detrimental.
Yeah. Bail bondsmen, but I don't trust bail bonds, If this is Lil Nas X's brand, and from after watching those blurred, third legs, I was like,
not
okay,
third leg.
So, this is the brand that we're gonna stick to this,
Yes.
And like he's typical PK preacher's kid. his pop's a preacher.
He's definitely giving you those PK vibes, right? Like,
yeah,
like doing the most.
like for the greater good, I'm gonna twerk on the devil. You know what I'm saying? Walk around naked and eventually make some money off of it. You know, and help other unfortunate folks at the same time. Even though I low key feel like it's all a conspiracy. You know, set up by the record labels. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. Yeah, I think it's all conspiracy. I am conspiracy, brother.
He was my favorite brother out of all the undercover brothers.
Yes. I am conspiracy, brother. Hands down. Yeah.
I mean,
go ahead, Lil Nas X, Montero.
Right. I mean, basically, like, whatever you gonna do, bro. Like, but my thing is, like, I can get over all the, like, stuff that's, like, the shock value stuff when I know that, like, that's not the only thing that he stands for. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's important to him because of sexuality and, like, and whatever. Like, that's dope. Like, whatever. Like, if there's anything that I want anybody to ever take out from any of my episodes, it's fucking do you. So whatever that fucking looks like or whatever that feels like, whatever that sounds like, do it. But it's for me, the shock value, it's not as shocking to me. Like, I guess when I know it's a quick Google search and I can figure out why the video was themed the way that it was, or like what he's doing in between these videos that we're seeing. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I think he's doing an amazing job. You know what's so funny is that I can't ever really recognize a Lil Nas X song on the radio until somebody tells me that it's him or like I see the video. It's so crazy. Boop, I think you are frozen, Doug. I'm gonna remove you and try to, hopefully you can pop back in. Let's see. Okay. Well, we lost him for a second, but I'll just go ahead and keep going while we're doing it. But basically, like I was saying about Lil Nas X, is you've got a kid here who is just trying to unapologetically be himself. But like I said, also with a fucking message and a fucking meaning behind it. Like I said, the bail project, $47 million in free bail assistance, like that again. I don't know how that sounds like to people who don't understand that, but that's fucking major. That's so fucking major. So the fact that he is a part of this and he's able to help contribute to this, his listeners are able to contribute to this. That shit is so fucking amazing. He has a website. It's the Bail X Fund that you guys can visit if you guys want to donate. People are definitely donating, which again, that's the point, right? So like he can do all the shock value stuff and he can make people upset and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if money is going to the fucking bail project, like I'm here for it. That's it.
You know, as my grandma said, as long as your heart's in the right place, baby, then that's
exactly. All. Exactly. And
see how I did that? Like, I came back in.
Yes, yeah, you really did it, and I appreciate that. But no, true shit. Like, as long as I can't tell somebody how to be themselves, I can't tell you how to live your life. But as long as I can feel comfortable and know that your heart's in the right place, that you're not just out here trying to wake up every day figuring out ways to shock people to death, but like you're also like waking up thinking of ways to like help the community, that you were in. And even though I'm sure a lot of them have shunned him, he's still, it's still his community. So,
hey man, the only thing that I worry about with people like that is that the toll it eventually takes, on them, from the critics. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the others, they, them. That's the only thing that I get a little worried about. Because I think about my fallen heroes. Kanye West, R. Kelly, You know,
Not
those kind of
fallen
people.
heroes
You
though.
know,
Not fallen heroes.
they are fallen heroes. Kanye West is my hero. I wanted to be like Kanye West when I was a kid. And
Uh,
not
oh,
anymore. And
no.
he's giving me mad Kanye
You
vibes.
don't want to be
I
like
just don't.
Kanye now, dog? You
No.
don't
I
want to
think
be.
living
You want to
in
be depressed.
Denver
You don't want to be. You don't want to be depressed and divorced.
from from somebody whose thing has more mileage than a. Never mind. Never
Woo!
mind.
Listen, listen. It's used to them and new to him. Okay. Listen. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. So speaking of things that people can't wrap their minds around, right? Um, this story immediately took me back to a Black Mirror episode. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the show, but it is a sci-fi show on Netflix, guys, where it is like a little briefly into the future, I can say, because a lot of that stuff seems very like it could happen in the next 10 years, but like very like futuristic, but also current TV show. And there was an episode. I feel like I should tell you guys about the episode first if I tell you what happened. So in the episode, there is a guy and he's in a relationship with his wife, super in love, and she dies. I can't remember what happens, and I can't remember if it's like a car accident, something happens and she dies. And he is having a really, really hard time dealing with that, right? And we get that. We can understand and subscribe to that feeling of like losing someone and just having a hard time of letting it go. Even if they don't die, like you can break up with somebody and have a hard time letting that go. So he someone oh no, sorry, I'm saying it's a he because of the story. In the thing, is it a girl? Yeah, it's a woman in the movie, in the TV show. So it's a woman that lost her husband. So her friend is like at like a yoga class or something, and she's like, "Oh, well, I lost my husband 2 years ago, but I still be talking to him." And she was like, "What?" And she was like, "Oh, because it's this website, and like if you like send them some information and like some key points about your husband, like they can basically recreate him into like a chat situation. So you can like pull up your computer and be on AIM with your like deceased person, right? So, and it's just like it's an artificial intelligence bot, a chat bot, much like chatbots that you are familiar with, except they are compiled with personal information so that he can respond the way that he would respond, or say things that he would normally say and things like that. It was so much for her that she loved it so much that she went into the upgrade portion of it, and then she buys a silicone body. She puts it in the tub. She pours like some like sugar packs on it or whatever to like, it's supposed to be like enzymes and like nutrients. And then she wakes up and it's a nigga standing in her room. And it's not only a nigga because it didn't have no face or nothing. But after she put those enzymes and shit in it and did what she was supposed to do, like he came and it was her husband, like face and body, everything, her husband. Except he was still a fucking chatbot. So like he, unlike her husband, they wouldn't have arguments. And it got to the point where she drove herself crazy with this and ended up killing or trying to kill him because he wasn't her husband. But like she went through this like long rabbit hole. But he was her husband. He was a fucking robot, if that makes sense. So the reason I bring that up, guys, is because there is a man. Let's pull it back even further. Your boy, what's that nigga name? Why I can't think of this nigga name? The Tesla nigga.
Elon Musk.
Yes, Elon. How can we not think of a weird ass name like that? Elon Musk is a very large monetary contributor to this company called, what is it called? Hold on. Damn it. Oh, OpenAI. Okay. So, and when you hear about OpenAI, a lot of people are going to throw Elon Musk's name out there, but I don't think that he has anything to do with like the technical parts of it. He's just funneling money into them so that they can do their research. So there's this man, and he got hooked up with this service, and basically what they did is they did the first step of that Black Mirror episode. So they compiled text messages. They took his phone, took all of the text messages that he ever sent. Took pictures from Facebook. They all compiled this like this data pack on this dude, and now it comes out in a chat. So she can just say, in the real story, it's a guy and the girl died. So he could just be like, "Hey, honey, how was your day?" And she could just be like if she was me, and she'd be like, "Oh, shit, just chilling." Like, and that's what it would say.
Smoking.
You know what I'm saying? Smoking, high as fuck. What's up? Like
regular Chris shit.
In normal Chris fashion.
Regular Chris shit.
Right. So that's what mine would say if I was there, John. And he loves it. He's only had it for like a couple of months now, but I'm scared for him. Because there's so many what Doug. How do I express that something's wrong with this? It's important to know that artificial intelligence is a thing of the future, and it's gonna happen. It's happening right now. There are people that are following you on social media that you think are real people, and they are not real people. They are fucking AI bots. Okay, so I need to also be conscious to the fact that this is something that's probably going to just be super all over our world in the next decade or so. But right now in 2021, how do I express that this is so bad and so wrong?
Wait, so you mean that the other 100 of my listeners aren't from Indonesia? Is it
No. First of all, that nigga in Indonesia don't even speak English.
He's not from Jakarta. Oh damn! No. Shit, man.
That's so funny you said that, because you look at your fucking listening stats every fucking week or shit, and you be like, how you listen to my show?
I got niggas in Jakarta. I got niggas in Bangkok.
Nigga, tuning in for the locks and Dipset.
Oh shit! Damn, that's lit.
That's very lit. They learn English and everything just to understand my ghetto ass.
Man, I don't get. See, now I don't watch those shows.
Okay.
Because my mama said it's the devil's work. So.
Oh, okay. I'm not mad. Listen, because I was very shook. I was very shook after the episode when I was I understand what your mom was talking about.
And for a very long time, I was under the belief that women will never be satisfied. So watch out, homie. You know what I'm saying? That's what I gotta say. Even if you perfect, it's why your ass so fucking perfect? You know what I'm saying? Why your ass doing all this shit? Yeah.
That's exactly what happened in Black Mirror. She got sick of him just being oh, of course, honey, sure, honey, anything you need, honey, hell yeah, honey. She got sick of that, and she's like, nigga, you would never say yes to that. Why are you being well, what do you want me to do, honey? And he's just giving her all those positive affirmations to the point where she literally tried to kill him.
Oh my God. Yo, can I just say something about that? You just brought something up, right? So I've been reading this book, exclusive.
I love books. About this stuff. Love books.
Me too, girl. But I've been reading this book, and it's really helped me change my perspective on a lot of things, including relationships, right? It's called No More Mr. Nice Guy. And it's basically fitting along those lines that you were talking about. How these dudes who are quote unquote nice guys, I know which I was definitely that guy in my last relationship, and how basically you're just supposed to be your authentic self, not just agreeing to shit, and how low key women be testing dudes, unconsciously. Very fucking annoying, and basically the guy was, one of the examples that he gave was when he was the author, he was saying that he's a therapist, and he was interviewing a couple. No, he was counseling a couple. And the woman just basically said, Every time I ask him if he wants to go to the mall, he says yes. And now I've gotten to the point where I just ask him to say no. I was like, well, what the fuck, dude? You know what I'm saying?
Because she's trying to figure out why the fuck
I,
you keep saying something yes to some shit that you don't want to say yes to.
I know, but it's like mad annoying. Like you can just get your ass up and leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I get it. I get it. It goes along the lines of just like keeping things fresh, switching things up, always keeping your partner on their toes and whatnot. Like it took me a long time to truly understand that. So that dude, long story short, who's gonna get this whole procedure, he gonna be in a world for hurt. He gonna be in a world for hurt.
Because again, we're talking about a robot that essentially, that's again, like I'm gonna never really disagree with him. Never really do that. And I'm also thinking that why would I program a robot to disagree with you when you're paying me to give you this robot? So I'm definitely not going to do that. Right. But I just worry about like, is he going to stop leaving his house? Like, what is happening here? Like, and then like, I don't really trust Elon. I get Elon's thing or whatever, but I don't really trust him. So like, how do we not know that they're gonna email him in 2 months and be like, "Yo, you trying to get that upgrade?" And we're just gonna send you a silicone body, and then your bitch is gonna be back. Like,
I don't trust the nigga who named a kid after a symbol. Okay, I don't trust you if I can't say your kid's name.
Prince was a whole ass adult when he decided to become a symbol. You know what I'm saying? He made that conscious decision as an adult. Like, I just don't know that it's fair.
I don't trust
What's the symbol? What's the symbol?
I don't know. It's like some code. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's not like a hashtag or nothing?
No, it's not. Yeah, it's like some Greek letters and some coding mixed into the middle of it, with some little African letters, you know what I'm saying? Little Hebrew, I don't know.
How is the teacher gonna call her?
I don't even know it's a her or a him, quite frankly. I think it's a boy,
Oh, I thought it was a girl. I don't know. Because clearly we don't have a name to determine, so.
Yeah. He or she, hey man, we're in the pronoun era, all right?
Right.
He, she, them, they.
They who won't be named.
Yes. Who shall not be named. Who has no name. Let's use all the pronouns that we can give an actual fucking name. Let's do that. Please and thank you.
Oh man. So like the company that does this is like boasting on like stunning accuracy and things like that. But then they also, because like I said, they basically, this is just research, right? Like that they do, and they offer these services, but we couldn't just be like, hey, let me get an AI of Tupac or Biggie. Like we couldn't do that. Like it's like that shit is like super like elite, like an invitation only kind of thing that he got, right? But they have, the company that's doing this has even said this shit is very dangerous. And like people are already using this stuff now. Like I said, like the bots and shit that say they be listening to our podcast and shit. Like, so on a very low level, these things are already out there, but we're talking like, and also think about when like the elections happened and when COVID-19 and all that shit started, all those fucking misinformation things online, a lot of those motherfuckers were chatbots. So where you thought that you were arguing, remember when you thought you was arguing with a bitch about wearing a mask or not? She don't even have a face. So she don't have nothing to put a mask on.
Bitch, you ain't got no face. You ain't got no face.
Bitch, I got no face. Fuck that mask, I got no face. No, but like, so a lot of misinformation has gone so rampant because of these AIs, bots. But like, if this gets in the hands of like the wrong person, you know what I'm saying? Like this,
world
like
destruction. We're
talking about way more than a misinformation. Some information or misinformation on Facebook. Like we're talking about
Quick, call Batman.
Yeah, like seriously, like and it's interesting because they do studies to kind of try to figure out like where this misinformation is coming from and things. They found in a study that YouTube's algorithm still pushes misinformation, and they've even narrowed down to about 12 specific people that are responsible for sharing about 65% of COVID-19 conspiracy theories on social media.
Yep.
Like based on this,
they're cracking down on it. You know, the not the FCC, the FTC and the FCC.
Yeah.
They've been going hard on Facebook and YouTube, which is basically the same entity. So yeah.
Yep. But I mean, they're concerned though, as this gets more and more developed and people are more and more interested in using it, is it's going to become, you know how easy it is to know when we have like a phishing scam email or whatever, like how we can totally tell that's not some shit that we should be opening or whatever. It's going to get to the point where it's not going to be that easy to determine that. Like the AIs are getting way smarter, where now the subject of the email isn't like gibberish and gobbledygook. You know what I'm saying? It's like actual things.
Like robocalls too. So that means that now the robocall people won't be Indian. So what's gonna happen to the Indian folk?
They'll still be there for fucking T-Mobile calls and shit. But anyway, so and AT&T, because when I worked for AT&T, those white people were very upset that Indians was answering the phone. So they'll still have a job there too. Let's move on. Like, can I tell you, white people be upset when they can't, when a nigga don't have their accent?
Where's your manager?
Like, or like when like I answer the phone, they're like, "Oh, do you live in America? Do it sound like a nigga? Where?" Yes.
I am an American, ma'am.
Thank goodness. And then they go into this long, like, racist tirade about why they didn't want to talk to the last person. Nigga, I don't need to hear all of that. Like, how can I help you right now with my English speaking ass? Okay, let's move on. Speaking of, I guess nonsense. I mean, we are both Kanye West fans, way to an extent, right? Because like Kanye has grown. I've grown out of Kanye, or Kanye has grown out of me. I don't know which one it is. I don't know who. I don't know who changed up on who, but like one of us changed up on the other one, and it's just really not what it was, what it used to be. I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was me or him, Doug. But
I'm checking my body to see if Kanye's in me, you know.
A little Kanye lives in all of us. So listen.
Yes.
Donda, first off, are you wanting to hear it?
No, I didn't pay attention. I knew it wasn't going to come out. No.
Yeah.
I went through the same thing with what was the album? Life of Pablo. I went through this whole thing with Life of Pablo. Like, remember when he was coming out with Life of Pablo and he had track lists, then it was called Waves, then it was called Wave Length. You say Pablo, my name is Pablo, and then the album was supposed to come out, then it didn't come out after he did a big fashion show. So now I don't give a fuck, man. I know.
Okay. So whenever it does come out, okay, so I know that we can all agree that Kanye is the worst when it comes to releasing music. We'll give him that for sure.
Yes.
But is there any excitement?
No.
Like for whenever it comes out, like the fact that you've even heard any new music, like is there any excitement behind
I didn't even listen to the whole fashion show, Rip the Runway, you know, in the middle of Cincinnati, Ohio. You know, I really want to care. That's the thing. I really, you know, he's like that. How can I say it? He's like that one ancient nigga in your life that you just want them to get their shit together. You know, like you rooting for them, but you can't because they fucking up your mental health. You know what I'm saying? You got 2 to 3 kids off of them. You know what I'm saying? That's what Kanye does to me, man. Like I got
So he
kids
make you
to
feel
watch,
like Kim
man.
Kardashian? Like
No. Let me tell you something. Kim K said, jackpot, ring, ring, ring. That's what Kim K said. All right. You know she
She
wasn't
was
gonna be
there
with his
too.
ass.
She was there too. And they was matching this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that's a part of the Kris Jenner experiment. You know, this is her
Listen,
Black Mirror
Chris.
verse.
Listen, we like to talk about mad scientists in history, nigga. But if y'all don't name Kris Jenner in it, like y'all call her Momager if you want to. She's a mad scientist. So listen. Okay. So I don't know what I want to cover first regarding this. Because okay, so let's start here. He had a listening party. Wasn't it in Atlanta at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
Yeah.
Okay, so he had a listening party. And like he said, very Rip the Runway-esque. He had a stocking cap over his head, and
nigga had a sock on his head.
Why did you laugh? I was almost
he had a bedazzled sock on his face, man. I ain't got time.
He had one of those fucking church nurse fucking stockings, the fucking, what do you call them, knee highs. He had a knee high on, and just all red. And he wasn't singing. There was no microphone. He was just letting the music play and letting everybody in the stadium just look at him enjoy his music.
Like that, just looking at him big eyes.
As a Gemini, I have to say, is that not very a Gemini like thing to do?
I don't.
To invite people and just invite everybody that you could think of. And just be like, all right, y'all see, listen to this greatness that I just did. I'm not gonna sing it to y'all. I could have just been sitting up there with y'all because I'm literally not doing anything down here, just letting y'all listen to this greatness. That's so on brand with Geminis. That it's the little Gemini shit that he do like that just really keeps me like, it keeps me right here. It keeps me right here.
So basically Geminis are just people who just gathers just to say me, mom.
We bring everybody we know. Yes, we bring everybody we know, and then we just stand in the middle. And sometimes we don't even have anything for y'all. We just be like, "You welcome."
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Nigga,
I am here.
You should be honored to be standing in my presence, is what Kanye gave y'all the other night. Nigga, y'all lucky I let y'all hear this shit. Listen.
I would have the biggest attitude.
I could like if somebody don't hand this motherfucker a microphone, can you give me Mariah Carey at the concert where you give me a little every like 3 to 5 words and then you stop for like 2 minutes and then you give me.
Wait, so you wanted to hear it?
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It was just like, I sat there and I was just like, this nigga really just invited everybody, put on his favorite outfit, and was just like, here it is, y'all. Y'all probably might not ever get y'all own copy of this, but here goes some shit I was just fucking around with.
I have arrived.
I've arrived. I'm here. And my wife is matching with me, even though we not together no more.
Like that nigga wish he could float. He wishes he could float like Prince.
Nigga,
you know
if he could have levitated off of the ground this much, that would have been enough for him that night.
Yes, he wishes that he's Prince. God,
I'm surprised that they didn't like make the floor look like water.
Ooh, that's a fire idea.
Surprised. I'm surprised.
Don't let me like make it big and like have a big live podcast show on water. You know what I'm saying?
We're
Our
gonna be
footwork over the
podcasting on
water.
water.
Bang, 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 ski, ski, ski. Bang, 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 ski, ski, ski.
It's time for the
Bop, bop, bop,
it's time for the podcast
bop.
host. It's time for the podcast host. Look at us. Okay, but listen. So the reason I bring Donda up because unlike me and Doug, there are mad people that are very into this and but very much anticipating it. Imagine going. Let's back up. Do you remember when the first Sunday service thing happened? And he had everybody come and it was free. And everybody's like, oh man, Kanye's so dope for this. And we were okay with the music. We were fine. And then he charged $55 for some cold eggs and some bacon. So
Yes,
very
I
on brand
agree.
with that. Very on
I
brand
got
with
it.
like Firefest Kanye edition. He some people released the menu of the venue.
The
And
menu.
yeah, it was, let me see if I can pull it up, the picture. Now, I don't know how true this is. I'm gonna put it on the screen. If you have it, hold on one second. So I don't know how true this is. I mean, I'll just put it up there. So there you go. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, so I'm gonna just read it off to you. So it just says the menu is you can get some kettle corn. I don't know how much you're thinking that kettle corn costs. This was gonna cost you about $35. If you would like an assorted snack basket, it's a basket full of gluten-free chips, bars, and jerky. You don't know what kind of bars. Those are $65. You've got crispy chicken tenders. I guess the crispy makes them more expensive. Those are $50. You've got some all beef. You've got some all beef kosher franks, which are $40. Cookies and brownies, $45. Now I have to hope that these are like for like the sweets and like the people that have like multiple things. Like, cause for $40, you're gonna need to bring me like 40 hot dogs. I can't imagine like
They do
for
that in some
$35,
places.
I need you to open up the door and just funnel kettle corn in until I can't breathe. Like until
You
it's
know they
swimming
do
in
that
it.
at
Like
baseball games.
what? Oh, those prices?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
I
in the
know. I work at an arena in Vegas that they charge $19 for a can, like a tall can of beer. Like about
yeah,
like
tall.
32, 20, 24 ounces exactly. There you go. 24 ounces of beer cost you about $18 to $19, and you got to tip me. So I'm just kidding.
It's like, and I got bouncing for you,
And I
bitch.
need mine. So we spending about $30. I'm just kidding. But so I'm hoping that these are the prices for the fucking things. It was the only menu that got released though, so it's interesting. Does that mean that if you were not rich enough to afford that $35 kettle corn that you can't eat? Like, was I hungry if I wasn't up in the things? That's what I'm wondering. Because you know Kanye keeping you somewhere for at least 2 hours. Like,
but here's the thing about this whole shit, right? Is that Kanye is probably one of the last artists in the whole world who's still getting raked by record labels. Because I feel like when this is all said and done, he's gonna be, I'm broke. Jay-Z, don't send your shooters at me. I ain't got
you
no
think
money.
so? You think so?
Hey, I feel like he's spending money that he doesn't have. I think that.
But white people are buying those prison shoes and prison clothes. Like, y'all are buying these prison clothes.
Yeah, I think he made it. I just feel like he'll just waste it all on something. I don't know. Like, even though Kanye's one of those dudes that be like, nigga, I'm not a nigga, I'm not a nigga, but he's still wasting his money like a nigga, you know?
Like a nigga.
Like, I'm not a nigga, y'all. But, I'm still putting bedazzled socks on my head. I'm still, buying space shoes that only 10 people can buy. You know what I'm saying? I'm fencing, but I'm not. I spent all this money getting my hair dyed in California Basses. I just feel like he's just wasteful.
And he
That's
likes
another
his
thing I read
girls'
about in the book.
assholes bleached, so that's a whole nother bill.
Hey, yo.
That's what he said. Okay, so you can't put it in the song and not make me, and I don't bring it back up. Okay, so
Hey, yo.
So you go to this thing, you go to Donda, and let's say you're super excited and you spend $65 on some chicken or $50 on chicken tenders. How do you recoup your money? I will tell you how to recoup your money. You bring an empty Ziploc bag to the listening party. You open it up. And then you quickly close it so you can capture some motherfucking air from the Donda listening party and put it on eBay for $3.3 million. That's what you do. That's how you recomp your fucking $50.
Like this air though? This air?
This air. I'm gonna show you the picture, guys. It is literally just a Ziploc bag with some air in it. I don't know whose air, but you could. Now here's the thing: when people say authenticity, right? He's at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, so if you really want that air, this is probably going to be your best person for it.
So like, did he like put this thing like up against a fan?
That would be fan air, honey. He simply opened the bag up, and the breath of Kanye during this performance jumped into the bag, and he quickly sealed it. He actually probably wrote on it before he got there. That's what's so funny. He brought this.
Hashtag rare air, stupid ass.
Rare air, nigga. Listen, it says air from the Donda drop. And he made sure he got a picture of him holding it at the Donda drop. Kanye, you see little ass Kanye. I'm gonna put it back up so you can see little ass Kanye underneath it. So again, so you know it's very authentic, okay? Right. Here go little Kanye right there. You see him?
Yeah.
So that's how you recomp your money when you go to a album party of Kanye West. And what's so crazy is that it's on sale for $3.3 million. But why I gotta pay $4 in shipping? Like, that's not covering it. I'm trying to figure out why $3.3 million ain't enough to send me a fucking Ziploc bag.
Hey man, homie probably just wanted like 2 hot and spices in a large fry from McDonald's. You know, McDonald's inflation is crazy. You probably wanted that extra folk.
I mean, the one guy got the $60,000 from the air from the Yeezus tour.
Oh.
And it was in a Ziploc, and it just said air from Kanye show, and niggas bought it. So
like I thought when you said air, I literally thought that you meant like he went to the hand dryer. You know what I'm saying? It just like stuff that shit in.
I don't know that would count because that's just regular. That's just any air that would be in there, no matter who was there. If you just get it out the thing, so you have to like get some authentic Donda air.
So was he like waving the bag around like he was catching butterflies or some shit? Really
like SpongeBob when he be catching jellyfish.
Yeah. I don't know, Lord. Like this nigga was trying to catch a lightning bugs. You know how folk be trying to catch a lightning bug with it, but with a Ziploc bag. That's hard. Because you can't just get it all in one swoop with the Ziploc bag.
I feel like the air in any space that Kanye's in is just so thick. Like you should be able to grab a chunk and throw it into a bag. Probably a lot of disgruntled air in there from niggas like, I can't believe I paid $50 for these and they're not even crispy.
Yeah. Man, they probably soggy, man.
Probably soggy.
Soggy ass.
I mean, anytime you gotta like put crispy in front of the chicken tenders, it makes me feel like you weren't really gonna try to make them crispy in the first place. Like crispy is like don't put crispy on front like it's fried hard. Like that's not really the same thing.
Man,
like,
no, don't. Chris, I just fried some chicken hard on Saturday.
Yes, I just had some yesterday.
I just fried it hard when I was watching Podcast Happy Hour, baby.
Listen.
Fuck out of here. With my fish grease. No, it wasn't fish grease.
Yeah.
It wasn't fish grease. It wasn't fish grease.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
but
man.
Yeah, man. So there's that. Let's move on. Speaking of people that I think are terrorists, let's talk about how I think Kraft mac and cheese is definitely out to take us all out. If you guys listen to my show at all, and here's the thing is that I feel like I've had so many Kraft stories, and I need to be the first person to tell y'all I don't even eat that shit. Like, so let's start there. Like, literally, if my kids want that, I will make that, and I will like make something else for myself. Like, I literally don't eat that shit at all. But like, I feel like I have so many stories about them over the last like year. I feel like y'all think I like them, but I really don't. It's really just like I need to like bring y'all attention to like the terrorism that's happening in our own soil. So here we go.
Shit.
Last fall they came out with the pumpkin spice mac and cheese flavor. In February, they came out with a candy flavored mac and cheese for Valentine's Day. Here we are in the summertime, and these niggas want to make ice cream. They decided to not make the ice cream, and they decided to go with a very I guess it's a rich, it's a Brooklyn-based ice cream company called Van Leeuwen Ice Cream. I guess they're like a very like ritzy ice cream place. I don't know anything about it. And they introduced a limited edition macaroni and cheese flavor of ice cream. When I was reading on how they like thought of it, it only sounds like they took vanilla ice cream and then poured that like yellow powder in it. And then returned it and then fed it to people. They said that they wanted to combine two of the most iconic comfort foods. And I just don't know who asked for this.
I know people. I work. Fuck out of here. I also made mac and cheese with that fried hard chicken. Fuck out of here. Don't ever. Like I know people who actually tries these new flavors. I work with people who actually tries these. Pumpkin spice ass, craft ass, boxed ass, stovetop ass, stupid mac and cheese ass stuff. And like the girl got mad at me because I just told her that her mac and cheese wasn't real, and like I think I got in trouble.
Why did you say it wasn't real? Because it wasn't baked, because it wasn't baked out of a box? Okay, gotcha.
All of the above, Chris. All of the above. All of the above.
Can we really call it macaroni when it's not baked? Isn't it just shells and cheese? Like
low key. I just watched that. I just watched that Netflix show where the nigga was going back to Africa to learn how slaves cook food and stuff.
Okay.
And technically, it's not stovetop, because they was putting that shit over a fire. But it's not real. It's not real.
Right.
It's not real.
Right.
You got to bake it. It has to be baked because that's how they bake shit back in the day.
Yeah, it just makes more sense. But the company wants you to know that, not only does it taste delicious, but it's also made with high quality ingredients and contains no artificial flavors, preservatives, or dyes, just like Kraft macaroni and cheese. But is that yellow a natural yellow?
Right. Because I used to eat them little joints, the little
Easy Max
mac and cheese cups. You
The
know what I'm
Easy Max.
saying?
I lived
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
shit in school.
Yeah, same here. For like
That's why I can't eat
3.
that shit now.
Yeah, I was about to say this shit literally would fuck my head up. You know,
Yeah.
I would have
I
headaches
can't
for
wait. I can't
days.
wait for the class action suit on Easy Mac, nigga. We're gonna get so paid.
Ooh, ooh.
Did you have the extra cheesy Easy Mac any time between the years of 2008 and 2011? You may be due to compensation.
Click on this
Yes, I
website
have.
for a potential recall.
And I'm gonna be like, I
Yo,
had so much of that shit. Yeah, I don't really know why they did this, but it just came out on the 14th. Because I don't know if you knew, but the 14th was National Macaroni and Cheese Day. So they had this for sale in New York, California, New Jersey, and Texas. Surprisingly, it was sold out within the first few hours of every location. Who are these people and what do they want from us?
like,
So because it's sold out, they're totally in the making of possibly continuing with it and having it in the freezers for you to purchase.
and these white people wonder why it's really hard for us to accept them and why we, ugh, like it just
Yeah.
grinds my gears, man. Like,
Yeah, it looks pretty gross. And the picture that the news people got on it looks very gross. It's like drippy. It's nasty. Anyway,
that's not real news, by the way. Can I just say that? Can I just say that? Can I just say
you're
that?
absolutely right. So much of the things that I give y'all here are not real. It's real, but it shouldn't be.
This is podcast content, or as the good
Yeah.
brothers from Views 27 would say, it's a comedy podcast. But as they would say, but like
Right.
that shit, like I just need to just point this out because for those who don't know, my 9 to 5 is legit journalism, and people have literally gotten in trouble for reporting stories bullshit just like this, man. Except for that Subway tuna fake ass sandwich, the fake ass tuna, that's low key chicken. That's some shit right there for you. That's some shit for you. Niggas been eating chicken.
Are you mad that it's chicken instead of fish? Like it could have been something way worse.
Look, man, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I grew up in a food desert. You feel what I'm saying? So like, I didn't know what GMO was until the
You hear me?
pandemic hit us.
You hear me?
I didn't know what that shit was till I was fucking CMO.
Yes.
Hello there, Whole
Yes.
Foods.
Right. Hello, Whole Foods.
I can't believe it's actually butter.
Oh, this is really butter? That's what it's called.
Oh, y'all niggas got butter?
Hilarious. Okay, so I don't know why they're doing this, but I guess if you want to taste it, stay tuned because it sold out very fast, and they are definitely trying to take your coins.
Calm down, folks. It's coming back.
I gotta click out of it because I'm grossed out. Okay, so anyway, let's speaking of niggas.
Speaking of niggas, what niggas are you talking about?
Morgan Wallen is a country and western singer, I guess. I don't really know much about him except that he likes to say he likes to say nigga. It happens. I don't know anything else besides that. He got in trouble in February because he was like just on like somebody's like it was him and his friends and like they were like in somebody's driveway and I think he was referring to one of his white friends, but he was basically like in the way that I'm going to like Chris summarize this, he was basically like get this nigga in the house or like something like that, right? Because He said his friend was drunk, everybody was drunk, and one of the wives was trying to get their husband up out of here. And he used the N-word in that situation. So I can only assume that that's what it was. I get this sloppy ass nigga up out of here. So that happened in February. He has really not had an interview or anything since then. iHeartRadio took his songs from the major radio networks. His company suspended his contracts, but in the midst of all of this, he's still the number one selling artist of this year.
Is he?
Now he definitely is. I'm not going to necessarily get into the specifics of why, because we all know racism. But he decided to talk to Michael Strahan because he's on Good Morning America. If y'all didn't know that, he's not just talking to an old nigga that play football. He's on Good Morning America now. If he wasn't on Good Morning America, like this conversation literally don't make sense. But anyway, so and then is Michael Strahan the black man that we want to have a conversation with this white man about this?
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on my. I literally just got started on this whole journalism fucking rant. Okay, Michael Strahan, what? What?
Where does it?
Is this what I went to school for?
Nigga, is this what we went to school for, Doug? For Michael Strahan to be having racially charged conversations with a nigga.
On Good Morning America.
On Good Morning America. This is what we trained for.
See, Chris, you know what you're doing to me? You know what you're doing to me? You are bringing back an old Doug that I had to bury deep.
Not the old Doug dead and gone.
Yeah, deep. The Doug that got in trouble, that literally got in trouble for everything, for every episode that he did. That's what you're doing right now. That's what you're doing. I'm sorry. Michael Strahan as a athlete was a pretty good athlete, but
absolutely.
All I see him doing right now is just dancing for some watermelon. But
Tippity tap tap. Yo, when him and that white lady was kikiing in the morning, I couldn't take it, nigga.
Look, I think that shit is like a disgrace to Anyway, what I'll say is this: as much as I love and I do, I love a good racist joke.
Mm-hmm.
But I want me to say, what do you want me to feel bad for you? And I love racist jokes. Like literally, my parents would look at me like a kid who had a problem because I would watch, that late night Comedy Central and like the great, like good racist jokes. Like what was the joke that the lady said? Yeah, stuff like that. So I think it's kind of funny that he got, I was the type of person who would try to force my white friends to say, the N-word. Now I have no white friends because I don't trust anybody, at this stage in my life. And
that's interesting that you brought that up though, because I do have a question about that. Because there are some people that find entertainment and getting their white friends to say that. What was your end game back then when you were that person? Like, what was the end game? Like, were you gonna beat his ass afterwards? Because that's all I can think I was gonna do.
No, I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't really a fighter. I just thought that shit was just always okay. Because I did it. Backstory: I did it to my white friends when we were camp counselors at a Christian camp. So like, what did you say about black people? What did you say about Malcolm X? Did you just say nigga? And I just love seeing them sweat. Honestly, I wasn't gonna
Okay.
do anything, like, like freaking the fuck out. That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. I do.
Okay.
I just started listening to country music again. Damn, he ruined it. He
So
ruined it
let
for
me
me.
tell you guys a little bit about this. So basically, Michael brings him on to just be like, "Hey, bro, what happened in fucking February?" And I feel like I shouldn't Chris paraphrase this, so I'm gonna try to give you what he said here.
He said, "Hey, bro, what the fuck happened?" I mean, shit,
What the fuck
nigga.
happened in February, bro?
Right.
Okay, so let's see. Hold on, let me try to get to it. He basically was saying in the interview, like, all I can really do is tell my own truth. He says that him and his friends always say dumb stuff together. Like, I'm just mad that nigger is in that. Like, I hate that nigger is in your dumb stuff to say to each other. But this is what he says, and I quote, no, I don't think that it just happened. I was around some of my friends and we say dumb stuff together. In our minds, it's playful. It sounds ignorant, but that's really where it came from. And it's wrong. We were all clearly drunk, and this is the part that I paraphrased earlier. This is why I came to the conclusion. Because he said, we were all clearly drunk, and I was asking his girlfriend to take care of him because he was drunk and he was leaving. What that sound like? Get this drunk nigga up out of here.
Hey, get your
messy
nigga.
ass nigga up out of here.
Right, man.
Come get your nigga. And he said, I didn't mean it in any derogatory manner at all. Here's my question. So let's say you and your homies just around saying crazy, silly, random shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we not going to talk about which friend took the camera out? So somebody definitely knew that was some shit that you shouldn't have said.
Hell yeah. Like,
I've never been out with my friends and we went through some crazy shit and some crazy shit happened, and then the next day I wake up and it's on the internet and I'm like implicated in being a racist. Like, that's never happened, because either we're all saying that silly shit, we all being silly and saying these crazy words, or you're saying it and your friends are like, nigga, what the fuck?
Right. Like, that was me. I was that guy where my friends will record me going on these drunken rants, you know what I'm saying? Drunken high rants. So yeah. But never, right? Yeah. Some people would call me a racist. Some people.
I mean, okay, but we're talking. Okay, so.
Tomato. Yeah.
Yeah, you feel me. So Strahan pressed him and said, well, why did it feel appropriate to like ever use that word? And he just says, like, I just don't ever think I sat down and thought, like, hey, is this right or wrong? Like,
no, they don't think.
Is that what you do?
They don't think. I mean,
did he just write a list of crazy, funny things he was gonna say to his friends that night? And then he got to nigga, he was like, for sure. Circle that.
Yeah.
I gotta say this at least 3 times tonight.
Like he wrote a list of like all the the slang, like, hey, get your boy. Hey, whose man's is this? Yo, who the fuck is this guy? Is this your nigga? Nah. Hey, get this nigga up out of here. Yeah.
That's it. That's the one. I feel like
get this drunk nigga out of
here. He said it in the mirror a couple times. But I feel like on that list somewhere there was, can a nigga borrow a pencil? I know that he wrote that on there somewhere.
Like, hey, y'all nigga got a piece of paper?
Do you niggas have a piece of paper?
Hey.
Oh my god.
What about a pen though? You ain't got a pen for a nigga?
Do you niggas have a designated driver?
Hey, which nigga took a shit in my bathroom? That was definitely which one of y'all niggas?
Which one of you niggas? Listen, so basically he's basically kind of apologizing, but like also just being like, well, like we were just playing, like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. I got in 2021. Are we still in a place where you could just say that and it's just like you're just playing? I don't know. But here's the thing that probably bothered me the most. This is why I asked earlier if Michael Strahan was really the black person that we wanted to have a conversation with this man, because he went to go ahead and say how, hold on, wait. He basically was just saying like how like the word is a negative connotation and stuff like that and stuff like that. And I just feel like a real black person would have explained it better to a white person and just been really explicit and said, you can't use it. Mm-hmm. Like, I get tired of like, because I'm a person that obviously says that shit a lot. So I just get tired of people, of black people explaining it away to white people and explaining that it's like, I can say it because we've taken, like, that's our word and we've taken it. I can say it all the fuck I want to, but it's when you say it, because when there's never any when we use nigga, the negative connotation is in another part of the sentence. It's not at the nigga. Like, where in a white person using it, the negative connotation is in that word. Like, and I feel like Michael didn't do an excellent job at explaining that. He would just kind of say, like, he made it seem like all words matter. Like, you can't say that. Like, you can't, like this word is just very rude and like nobody uses it and it's super derogatory. And that's not true. Your community can't use it because you guys had it start out as a derogatory term. And so we took it, flipped it, and reversed it, and now we can say it and you never can say it again. Like, and every time you say it, these are the things that are going to happen. That's what he should have said. He should have been like, it's just a bad word. Like, nigga, shut up.
Like, hey, get this nigga out of here, man. Bring the next nigga in the room. Can somebody get me the next designated black man? Can somebody get the next designated?
And then it's gonna be like, then the only people, if it would have been who? Fucking Brian Gumbel, Wayne Brady. I'm trying to think of all the white people.
Brian Gumbel crying ass, Van Jones crying ass.
Nigga, I cannot.
Crying ass niggas, man. I can't.
So basically, I don't know if this white man walked away from the situation feeling like he's not gonna say it again. Is what I'm saying. That's the point of the story. So That's it. Let's move on. Thank you. I mean, because his record sales didn't stop. And niggas are still wanting him to come perform and shit. So really, it didn't really stop him. And this is the same guy that, I don't know if you guys remember, he got uninvited from SNL because he was talking about how COVID doesn't exist. And then he was like out like parlaying and shit like 2 days before he was supposed to do a performance. So they got, this is the same guy. So like, I don't think that he learns anything from his mistakes, because 2 months later, he was back on SNL. And just like right now, people are still wanting his money. And people are still giving him money and still like running up the songs. Like, so I don't think that this conversation it had no purpose, Michael Strahan, is what I'm telling you. Because you have done nothing to like reiterate how wrong he was for using it. You just kind of just tried to condemn the word instead of condemning that nigga.
It's just, you don't, man, I just want to have Michael Strahan as agent, because that nigga can't talk. He can't really think. And he got
so many jobs. He be having so many jobs
on different platforms.
Yeah.
On competitors. That's a big deal. Yeah. Give me that nigga's job. I bet homeboy walked out from that interview. Was like, what the streams looking like? Shit, nigga. I mean, I'll do this interview.
I'll ask him. Okay. All right. All right. So speaking of white stuff, let's talk about how in Maine, a man and a woman were arrested following the discovery of cocaine that was disguised as cake in their vehicle. They had 4 pounds of cocaine, $1,900 in cash, which I'm assuming is like drug money, maybe possibly. And they put it in like this Mexican cake package, but like, I'm sorry, I can't get over it because they put coffee grinds on top of the cocaine. Like, I don't think that works for anything else besides weed, guys. I don't think you can I don't like, cause like, I don't know how to explain it. Like How do I explain this? Coffee masks the smell of the THC because like that's so, but like coke, like pure cocaine, I've never been around it. Let me just say that first off. But I feel like it doesn't give the same like, oh, there's coke in the room, like when a nigga has a loud pack.
Well, when I first saw cocaine, I was 14. I was a 14-year-old freshman in high school, and homie just
Okay.
pulled it out of his pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I got this white, and I just, my nerd ass. I was like, oh, I gotta get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I gotta get out of here before I become the accessory, of a crime.
Right.
Right. I was like, I just wanted to use the bathroom, but I walked out to the other end of to the high school. So I don't know. I've never smelled cocaine. I've been around cocaine several times.
Okay, right. I feel like actually we probably all have, and that's the point I'm making is that it don't smell like a fucking loud pack. So I don't know what coffee was going to do to stop a dog that is trained to pull cocaine. Now, listen, I don't know. Should I say this? I don't know if I should say this. Coffee works is what I'm going to say. Okay, for marijuana. Mm-hmm. Because it masks the obvious smell, which is so when people, I don't really feel like the dogs are really sniffing for marijuana like that. I feel like someone else smells it and then they have the dog pull the bag and then go from there. Because I really just don't think that I don't think that that's what noses are trained for now. Not when like white people are dying of other things, like they have those things to worry about. They don't care about weed. It's true. Once a group of white people die from something, like, stop the fucking presses. Like, so now they have these dogs trying to sniff out fentanyl and coke and stuff like that, and not weed. But again, the whole point is I have never in my whole life, you can take out a bag of coke, right? And you just see it's a bag of coke. If you take out a bag of weed, you can smell it too. That's what the coffee grinds is for. The coffee grinds are not for the what is it, like the internal smell, like the coffee is simply just the masking of the musk. Like it's not going to stop a trained dog from smelling a brick of cocaine in your bag. And the coffee was like sprinkled so like frivolously, like they really tried, like they tried, but it's just like
coffee in a cake.
I've
heard coke and cake stories.
Yeah, but it's like inside of a cake. Mm-hmm. It's not like they didn't even. That's what I'm saying. Like the cake is gone, guys. They literally just put a brick of cocaine and did like this with some coffee, and then packaged it up. That's what I'm saying. Man. I'm not telling people how to traffic your drugs. I'm just showing you how to do it better than this. Like, like I've literally listen. I've never fucking heard anybody say, "Oh, you trying to hide some cocaine? Sprinkle some coffee on it." The only time you ever hear coffee is with weed, because again, it's just masking that like outlandish musk. And I'm trying to tell y'all, like I've been through fucking security. I've been through things. I don't think that the dogs can smell the weed. They smell that somebody else smells it and then pulls you out of line. I'm trying to tell you. And that's all I'm gonna say before I implicate myself.
Look, I was gonna say the same thing, because in college I had a roommate who was into pharmaceuticals. You know what I'm saying? I can say it now because what do you call it? Statute of limitations or whatnot. But
okay. We're there. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Like and the coffee beans was a thing. They were also hiding it, and he was also hiding it in Vaseline, the petroleum jellies joints.
Yep.
But
for me, coffee is just an easier thing because I can just go get a bag of Starbucks coffee and then act like I'm bougie and I only drink my coffee wherever I'm going.
Yeah, or just go to Smith's, and get it for $3.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Okay, or that. Yeah, I just said Starbucks because it came up. I definitely it always be like some fucking like signature blend. Okay. Because a bitch is not drinking that coffee, nigga. I'm getting to where I'm going. And I'm doing this to it, nigga. I'm not drinking that. I don't care. But yeah, so guys, it's 2021. People are finding ways to scam your grandmother better. I need you to learn how to move drugs better. We have to evolve as people. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Growth. Okay. I don't want you to lose. I want you to learn.
That's it. That's it. All right, let's move on. So, hold on. Where am I? 7, 8. Okay, cool. So, okay, something that fucking totally blew my mind this week. Like, I actually don't even know if my life will ever be the same. Just not disturbing. Just I really don't even know how to explain it. I'm just gonna tell you, guys. I found out this week that fucking Taco Bell cinnamon twists are made out of noodles. I need right. So I know that you're like, how could it be made out of noodles? It's important to know that it's not made out of regular noodles. So they're like noodles that are rotini shaped, but you can't use rotini. So a girl actually did it. Rotini is just going to burn, obviously. What you're actually going to be looking for is something that's going to like puff up. There is this noodle that you can get from like a Mexican store. And basically what they do, they look like rotinis, and you sit them in the grease and they immediately puff up within like 30 seconds. I'm trying to find out what it's called, but I'm going to show it to you. See if I can show it. All right. Hold on. I swear I'm going to get like more seamless with these like sharing screen shits. Okay. All right, you can see this?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Oh shit. Oh my god, this is real right now. Is real right
now. Get out the porn.
There's no porn. Okay, so shit. There we go. Can you see it? Noodles?
Yes.
Okay. Just wait. So it looks like you're like, oh, they're lying. Ain't nothing happening. Look. Fucking noodles. Like, and that's it. They're noodles. And they're gonna take them out right now. Look at that shit. Do you see that shit? They're fucking made from noodles. And they look straight like fucking rotinis, guys. That's what's killing me. Is that they fucking look just like rotini noodles, but they're not. I was trying to find the name of it, the name of the noodle. But those used to be like a super favorite thing of mine when I was younger. And yeah.
Younger.
Oh, you still like them? I mean, okay, here's the thing is just at 35, nigga, I'd be forgetting to add them. Like
with the cinnamon twist, you say younger. During the peak of my time in Las Vegas, me and a lot of your favorite reporters that you would see on TV would go to Club Taco Bell on the Strip. And
Taco Bell.
Yeah, and I always got the cinnamon joints. You know.
Yeah.
That's all I say.
I mean, they're good. I only say younger because I definitely never went to Taco Bell when I was younger and didn't get them. Now I just be like, oh, I forget like sometimes. But like, okay, so I figured out what they're called. They're called Duros. That's the noodle. And it's so interesting because I'm about to show you a picture when we Wikipedia what they say a Duro is, and you're going to be like, I've seen those. Kind of. So look, this is what a Duro is. And you've seen these. So it's made of that same stuff. You've seen these like at Mexican stores or like the Mexican like cart or whatever. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that's all it is. They are made out of like puff wheat, But that's all it is. And so the ones that we see normally are the flat ones or like the pinwheel ones, but it's the same kind of thing. It's a noodle like that's puff wheat based, and those are fucking cinnamon twists. And I like my whole mind is just blown and nothing is real anymore to me.
Nothing is real.
Nothing. And somebody was like, "Oh, you can make your own now." And I'm like, is it going to be the same? Like, I don't want no flat ones. Like, I need the twisty ones. Like, I need the specific ones that are supposed to be the ones. And I also don't have a deep fryer, so that feels like something that I'll probably need too. So, but yeah, so I guess we can still just go back to buying them. They're only like $1 at Taco Bell. But yeah, I didn't know. The Mexicans had it all this whole time, and we didn't know.
This shit is taco hell, man.
Don't say that when the fucking nacho fries just came back.
I know, but this shit is taco hell. Like
it is. It really is.
Like, and I grew up in a really, really straight up Mexican neighborhood. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like where we were shunned from eating taco. Oh no. Douglas, what are you doing eating this? What is this? Douglas, what are you doing? Yes. Douglas.
Listen.
No, Douglas.
I mean, low key, you kind of get shunned in Vegas for eating Taco Bell.
Same, right? So like I lived on the east side. You feel me? When I first moved to Vegas, I lived on the deep part of the east side. Okay. So like that Taco Bell shit didn't fucking fly. It was just Roberto's all day. Yeah, feel me? Like that's all I could eat. I couldn't But yeah, back growing up, Douglas, what are you doing eating this? This doesn't even it's not even real. It's not even real beef, man. It's not even real. Oh, and now you telling me I'm eating cinnamon noodles? What is going on with the world?
Taco Bell's doing a lot over there. But yeah, so that was probably the most shocking thing that I found out this week. So let's move on to the final thing that I thought was a little bit shocking. Not so much the main story, but just like because I thought that you could really do stuff like this. So finally, guys, I don't know if you guys are on Twitter, if you guys have seen, but Lil Uzi is saying that he is about to own WASP-127b, which is a gas giant exoplanet. It's like 1.4 times larger than Jupiter. And Grimes is actually the first person that started this. Is that she was saying, she posted or tweeted, and we all know Grimes is Elon Musk's baby mama. But she said that documentation almost complete for Lil Uzi Vert to legally claim WASP-127b. This is huge. First human to legally own a planet. Twitter, as Twitter does, has questions. Who do you pay? Who do you pay for a planet? Let's start there. Who do you give your money to? Neil Armstrong? Who do you give your money to?
Bill Nye the Science Guy?
What's his name? Tyson DeGrasse?
I'm not giving it to that nigga.
Oh, you don't want to give it to him? Okay.
Nah, man.
Oh, Bill Nye?
He a bit off. I'll give it to Bill Nye before I give it to Neil.
Yeah.
That nigga be talking. Who do you give him?
Not that nigga be talking.
He do, man. I did an interview with him, and homie just would be going. Hi, how are you? Yes. Just looking like Daffy Duck, looking like Darkwing Duck. I'm sorry.
Don't disrespect Darkwing like that.
I know. It's a symptom that black people have.
Speaking of Darkwing Duck, he was black, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Darkwing
what I
Duck was black. The Mighty Ducks were black. You know, the cartoon
okay.
Mighty
Yeah.
Ducks.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
I don't know, but they had that one duck that had this hair, so I don't know about him. He probably wasn't black.
You know, he was the white boy that grew up in the hood. You know,
I get it. He's
yeah,
he's the dude that country and western guy wants you to believe he is. Okay, cool.
yeah.
So so while Twitter is enjoying trying to figure out who you write a check to own a planet, some experts are saying, nigga, nobody. Okay, so a man named Franz von der Dunk, that's his name. He's a professor of space law at University of Nebraska Lincoln. He basically was like, that shit is fake as fuck. And he pointed to a treaty that was sponsored by the United Nations in 1967 called the Outer Space Treaty. The treaty forbids all nations and their citizens from claiming territory in outer space. Here's my question. What the fuck was happening in 1967 that they were afraid that niggas was gonna start like fucking claiming planets and shit?
It's the fuck. It's the Avengers type shit, man. It's the multiverse. It's the wars. The secret wars.
Right.
Come
The wars that we
on.
know nothing about. You're right. You're right. So
You
silly of me.
Bruh, I've been to Area 51. Okay.
I mean,
I've been there. I've been
to
there.
Area 15. I've driven past Area 51, but like,
You know,
I just feel like it's like snipers out there somewhere to like shoot you if you get too close.
My old coworker in Vegas at the station we worked at, the dude reporter, what's his name? He was just on Joe Rogan, George Knapp. He's a fucking alien expert dude, and he be telling me about. He be putting me on. He be putting me on, about man. He invited me. And shit. Yeah, man. Look, I'm because he stay out with the where the rich folks stay, all the way up on the northeast side and whatnot. And he's like, you come to my place, I'll show you the stars. And I'm like, whoa, hold on, Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
You so stupid. Trying to break the Neverland Ranch.
Yeah. So I believe there be like some secret wars going on.
I mean, there had to have been for there to be an outer space treaty, right? Yeah. So.
Well, the 60s, that's the space race. So, or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then reading this kind of made me think about, well, wait a fucking minute. You know how like when like a couple like when a white couple are like in love and like and the boyfriend's like, hey boo, I bought you a star, and he give her that like plaque and it'd be like showing the coordinates for that star and shit, and he'd be like, oh I dedicated this to you and I bought it. You're not actually buying a star. Like that star, you don't own that star, Becca. So you can't it's not really yours. And the reason that this comes down, there's two different stories, okay? In 1996, a space activist, Greg Nimitz, sued NASA for landing on an asteroid that he claimed he owned. And then in 2012, a person named Silvio Langevin filed a suit in a courthouse in Quebec, Canada, claiming that he owned the planets in our solar system. And so in both of those cases, they had to be like, here's the thing, in 96.7, you can't, they said, we made a treaty and you can't do that. So, and they dismissed them. But let's talk about how do you own an asteroid? Don't they be moving and shit? Like, how do you even know that's your asteroid now?
Them moves be moving. Well, we be moving.
Yeah, somebody be moving.
Yeah, somebody. This shit ain't never in the same spot,
Yeah, how you know that's your asteroid?
Damn.
But yeah, so it made me think about like, damn, like all of those fucking stars and shit that people be saying that you can have and shit, that's just not real. Like you can't buy anything on like in outer space. The closest that people can get to owning something is like collecting minerals from somewhere. And that actually only happened. That only really officially started being allowed in 2015, where they began allowing corporations to collect materials from outer space to study it. But like Lil Uzi can't go out there and like scrape something off of this and be like, "Oh, this is mine." And he can't. And I don't know who he trying to buy it from. But now I'm concerned. Like, bro, keep your money. Like, like, is he just gonna? I feel like Elon Musk is the one who he gonna write this check to.
He got to. Elon Musk was probably the same person that convinced him to get that doohickey in the middle of his shit, man.
I don't know. And he also hashtag Neuralink, which is the fucking chips in your body and shit that Elon is into. So he hashtagged that. So like, what if they put that Neuralink in him and that fucking Steven Universe jewel was just a send off, so you wouldn't see his real scar from where his fucking Neuralink.
I never watched Steven Universe.
Yeah, but like it looked like the thing in Steven's belly button. Like that's what he had on his forehead.
This nigga had an infinity stone drop.
He really did.
Yeah, a whole infinity stone, man.
He really did. And it was just gross.
That's hard to pluck it.
But it kept bleeding, so like I don't really like it. Never healed. Like that's gross. Like, could you imagine? That diamond was like, I know I did not get mine for this, nigga.
It said diamonds are not forever.
not when they're on your forehead, right. Nigga. So apparently, guys, I don't think that he can own that planet. Becca, you don't own that star. And
Becca.
that's it. That's the show. It's time for the one up for the week now. If you're not familiar,
man, it's my favorite part of the show.
Yes. So if you're not familiar, guys, it's just like something that I tell you guys to take into the next week. It could be funny, something that we learned from the show today, anything, something inspiring, whatever. So this is what I have for you guys this week. You have to forgive your younger self and believe in your current self in order to create your future self. So I think that that's something that kind of stuck and resonated with me this week. So a lot of these times when it's not just like a funny one up for the week and I'm like really trying to give y'all something, it's because I needed to hear it too. So I don't want you guys to ever think that I'm like giving y'all something and I'm not also like definitely like trying to preach as well. So that's my one up for the week. Doug, what you got for us?
My one up for the week is it's a quote that I learned. I might be getting this wrong. It basically says that trauma isn't what happens to you, it's what happens inside you.
Okay.
Meaning that, a lot of fucked up shit happens to us, but when we start getting triggered, it's because we're holding on to that and that trauma, that pain, that hurt, because they say in trauma, you freeze in that moment. And the reason why I brought this up is because right now I'm going through another life transition to the point where I will be given opportunities that my family members hasn't received. And I'm not even, and I'm just, and I'm not even 30 yet, so. Yeah, I'll explain it, on the Struggle Play podcast come the 2-year anniversary. But it just makes, when you start, Chris, I'm pretty sure when you start moving to different aspects of your life, you start reflecting, you know what I'm saying? And I've said it before, my time living in Las Vegas, it was the greatest experience and the most traumatic experience I've ever dealt with, all in one, because shit, man, Vegas is a lawless zone, all right? It is lawless. It's a lawless desert. And, but yeah, once I learned, that whenever I'm feeling triggered, instead of me just being like, you're triggering me, I've learned how to literally self-soothe, accept the pain, and understand that the majority of the stuff is in my mind, and it's helped me not become a victim, of my
I love that.
circumstances. So one up that.
Yes,
Friends.
motherfucker. So one up for your ass. Okay, Doug, please tell everybody where they can find you and the Struggle Plate podcast, please.
Yes. Thank you much again for having me. I just want to say that before I go ahead and talk my shit. Yo, Chris, man. Like, Chris is literally the first podcaster I ever collaborated with. You know what I'm saying? And through Chris, I've been able to discover so many great podcasters, so many great mutual friends, like the homie J Bug.
Hey, shout out to Jay. Shout out to speaking of mutual friends, shout out to Nikki.
Nikki!
I met her from coming in, subbing in on her show, on y'all show, and then I love her. Like, she's amazing. I love her.
Yes. Nick. I'll say it again, man. I will always love Nikki. Through Chris, I met Nikki, the homies Views from the 7. Jesus Christ. Lord have mercy, man. Those dudes. Yeah. Those niggas and through Tamra, Lexus Moore, Shan, Kyle, Autumn, this all started with Chris, and Chris was also on my show, Struggle Play podcast as well, episode 49, where we broke down Jagged Edge.
Yes. That was the night you gave me a ride home, huh?
No. That
was the second time. That was the first time.
Yeah, that was the first time. Yeah, the second time.
Okay, can I just say this? I know we're supposed to be closing out, but I just want to fucking say, y'all, I had never fucking met this nigga in my whole fucking life for real. Like, he was so fucking sweet and nice and fucking courteous to me. I just want to say that. You were so yes, yeah, I think so. I think so. But we just I had such a good time with you. Like, your fucking energy is just so fucking unmatched. And I just want to say that.
Much. Oh, I love you. Yes, we're kindred souls. Even though you're from the real hood of Chicago, I'm just from the play hood. But anyway, like I was saying, the Struggle Play podcast is where you can listen to me. New episodes drop every Monday. The Struggle Play podcast is a podcast where I break down hip hop and R&B songs, that really embodies an artist's passion, pleasure, and pain. So songs like Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares, a shit ton of her songs, a shit ton of Jagged Edge songs. Like I said, Chris was on episode 49 with me in the thick of the pandemic, might I add. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And you can follow the Struggle Play podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Twitter is struggle_plate. Instagram, it's at the Struggle Play podcast. You can also follow me, the one and only host, Doug, on Instagram and Twitter as well. I'm out here in these Twitter streets, not like Chris though. Chris is she's fully active. I just sit and observe. So you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Northside Doug.
Well, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. So great to see you.
So great to see you too, friend.
I know.
You're my first, okay? You're my first.
Oh, I love it. Okay. All right, guys. That's it. It's episode 127. I'm Chris. That's Doug. And we'll see you later. Bye.